someone who is a friend from Facebook I saw has some masks. His company creates the masks. That is a great thing if we're allowed to go out, so to speak. You can do a drop off and pass clients' houses. Or you can just send them. It's not that expensive to send it. You know, something that's that light. Just send them a mask in the card. Hey, just thinking of you, just want you and your family to stay safe during this time, and stick your card. You know, little things that we can do to, you know, to help our clients, you know, during this time. And just as a little tip for all of you, if you can't find toilet paper at the store, sign up. We're all realtors on this. Sign up for an Amazon business account. They have toilet paper. I ordered some last night. It's probably not the kind I would normally use, but you can still get it. And I'm not out. We have plenty at the house, but you know, those are things you can still order, like the industrial, you know, what you would see in a restaurant, you know, type thing. And that is still available. So what if you got some of those and gave your client a huge roll of, you know, what they would see at a restaurant?
Right.
It was like $32 it was like $4 a roll or something like that for like a huge
one. Yeah.
Huge roll. I mean, and they have and it's like 2-day delivery. I mean, they have it in stock and it'll be here. So, you know, those are some things that I've been doing just over the last day or two. And also just, you know, I'm also enrolled in a coaching class right now. And so I'll just show this up. This is our coaching, and it's just holding me accountable.
Right.
Because with no networking meetings to go to, I mean, I normally have 4 or 5 meetings I go to regularly every single week. Those meetings are no longer happening.
Right.
I don't have to wake up at a specific time anymore. I don't have to. So when I'm, you know, I need to be held accountable, even as much as we've been doing, you know, as much I've been in real estate. My natural inclination is wants to sleep till 10. Natural inclination. If I didn't set the alarm, I may have just gotten up had I not set the alarm.
Right.
You know, that's my natural inclination. So, you know,
the mask for the clients again, just like so right now real estate agents, you know, they have clients all over wherever the local. So how do they order the mask to give it to the seller and buyers, whatever?
I don't know. I have to go back on Facebook to see what that particular person is doing. They're $40 for like a box of 50 or something like that. A little less than $1 a mask. And it's funny, man. People are super sensitive right now, and it's like some people got really upset at him for posting that on Facebook when he was really just trying to help. I mean, he's really trying to help, and then some people were like saying, "You're extorting people. How could you?" And he got a lot of. I saw a post that he put back out. He's like, "Look, guys, I'm just trying to help people. I'm not trying to." You know, my company doesn't have a shortage of this stuff, and we just want to make it available if anybody wants it or anybody needs it or they feel that they need it. Just as and definitely, if you're thinking about wearing a mask, definitely go online to read the benefits or not the benefits. I think there's probably, what I've read anyways, is there's actually no benefits of actually wearing a mask. That's what I've read. I don't know what you guys have read, but anyways, you know,
the mask, just not to sidetrack, but here's the key about the mask is that we, and some of us, we are carriers of the coronavirus, but none of us really knew about it.
Right.
Only protect yourself, but protect yourself from other people.
Right, exactly.
And we don't know. I'd rather people put it on and have nothing than not put it on and then there's something. You see
right. Because you could be asymptomatic.
That's right.
That you know that you have it. So
I believe the CDC just now yesterday has it on their website that, you know, it doesn't hurt.
Right.
Right, exactly. So
saying it, you know, this is me and Monique were talking way back in like about a month ago when I was traveling to Vegas, and it was February, right? And I was wearing a mask, and we were talking about how we all should wear a mask, and OMG people, agents laughing at us, mocking us, and I say, you know what? I'd rather be safe, you know, and do what I know to protect myself and others, because we travel, we don't know if we carry it or not, and if I am, I don't want to be the one that was responsible for 70, 80, 100 people. So if you are, if you travel, you leave the home at all, just put on some kind of clothes. Didn't have Me and Rob went shopping yesterday. Rob, tell them what I made you do.
Uh-huh. Well, and put it into this context. Let's say you're a real estate agent and you have to show property to a client and you're going into somebody's, or you have the virus and don't know it. You're not infecting the house where they're going to be coming back to later. So you're actually protecting the consumer, right? So think of it in that way, that as a professional, you're helping your clients protect the homes that you're visiting. I mean, that's a good way to take a look at it.
Exactly. So I did do a listing appointment, I guess, maybe 3 days ago, and they made me put on gloves, rubber gloves, and a mask because
Right.
her mom in the basement does elderly care.
Oh, wow.
One resident that's an adult. I don't know if they stay overnight. I guess they stay overnight, but there's one resident that's staying down in the basement. So they made me take my shoes off, leave them outside. They would not let me take my bag inside the house.
Right.
I had to leave everything out on the porch and just get my laptop out and, just wear a mask and gloves the whole time.
Yeah, and that's critical. We need to keep that in mind when we're dealing with clients who need to sell and buy in this type of marketplace. It's going to be different. I was talking to an agent the other day, and right now he was asking me what should they go after right now, and I said if you can get vacant homes are gold right now because agents feel free to show those without restriction. If you have people in the house, it's a little bit more difficult. You have to do some mitigation, but vacant homes, there's no restrictions on that.
Right, exactly.
On vacant homes, like right now more than ever.
Yeah. Well, let's introduce Monique right quick, Kim.
Okay, Monique, I'm telling you, this woman, not only she is a business badass, but she's a spiritual, on a spiritual path with many of us, and so she's very in tune and alignment, in alignment with everything she does, and she is highly in tune and extremely intuitive. So would love to have Monique share how did she prepare for this market and how it's set up so far.
Well, give us a little bit about your background and what you're doing today in this marketplace.
Okay. Well, hi guys. My name is Monique Howard, and I am fairly new to EXP. Right, January. I just got here. I came from Keller Williams. I was there for 6 years. Yeah, 6 years, and I've been in the business for 20 years.
Wow.
Been in business a long time. I'm a second generation realtor. My mom has been in the business probably maybe like 40 years now. So I planned on being a realtor, but she kind of got me into it when I moved here from Boston. And just like Jamie, I started off at Remax and Tucker, and then I started investing heavily. So primarily what I was doing, I used my license to invest in property, joined an investment group and became the investor realtor for them. And so it was good. And then 2008 hit and we had a crash. It was like overnight. It wasn't expected. And everyone was shocked. Offices were closing, lenders were shutting down. I lost a lot of properties. But what kept me in the business at that time was my investment knowledge. I knew about investing. Even though I lost my homes, I knew what to do and what not to do. So I started to attract investors because they were buying and they were buying. In 2008, it was a gold mine for them. So that's when I start to compare that time to this time, right? And it's different, I have to say. So I was always prepared for a market if it did shift based on what I did in 2008. Well, then Corona came, right? This coronavirus, which no one knows about, and there's a lot of uncertainty around that. And the difference right now is that investors are uncertain as well. So yeah, very uncertain because now people don't have to pay their rents, and they're like, but I have a mortgage or whatever. So my background in investing in real estate, I believe, kind of prepared me for some things that's going on now. But I can say, just like Jamie was saying, is that Keller Williams really, it's a great company, really helped me to really get into listing. And one thing that I really realized is that it helped me to have structure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And more than ever, I know you want a little bit know about my background, but I feel like this is so important for
Yeah.
everyone.
Go.
Um, More important right now, it's going to be very important for you guys to stick to a routine.
Mhm.
It's so easy to sleep in. And I'm going to tell you, when this first happened, I was glued to the television. I didn't do anything. I watched television all day long. And it started messing with my mind. And when that starts happening, that starts to affect your business. You start to slow down. And like Jamie was saying, the business is still hot here in Georgia. And now's the time to continue to do the things you did before. But one of the things that I'm doing differently is that I'm prospecting with care,
Yes.
because everyone's very sensitive right now. And so if I used to call a lot of expireds. That's how I really started ramping up my business. And it was more about showing them the value and selling their house right now. And what you're going to find is when you talk to, whether it's people that you already know or people that are expires for sell by owners or whatever, they are uncertain, just like a lot of us are. We just know we got to keep moving, right?
Yes.
So when you're prospecting, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm coming from a place of care, in a sense that I'm asking them what's going on with them. Say I'm calling in expired. I see your home is off the market. Would you mind sharing why you decided to take it off the market? Is it because of the coronavirus?
Mhm.
Do you have to sell? For a person tells me they don't have to sell, I'm not going to convince them right now to sell.
Right.
I'm not going to say, well, now it's the top of the market and you can get as much money as you want. That's just not my approach. My approach is more, if you don't have to sell, I understand that. I
Mhm.
totally, and if I didn't have to sell right now, I probably wouldn't sell either. But
Mhm.
what I can do for you is I can keep you abreast of what's going on in the market right now, so that when this is over, you'll know what to do. We'll know exactly where your values are, what the market's doing, and if it's now the time for you to sell. So coming from a place of care, I'm finding is getting me a lot more business, because
Yes.
they know that I care. So if you lead with that, you're going to find you're probably going to do a lot more business that you did prior to, this whole corona pandemic. So that's a big thing. So creating value by caring.
Yes.
Um, so that's number one. I made a few notes here, so I'm gonna look at those. And then really letting the people that you already know, your past clients, your friends, your family, let them know what's going on in the market. The one thing they really need to know, right? We are essential. We are one of those essential services. A lot of people may feel that because Georgia now is on, stay at home, whatever we're calling it right now. But we're still essential, so we can still help them. So don't assume that they know that they can still sell their homes. They don't. And I've talked to a few people that didn't know that. I have friends in California and different places who they weren't essential. Now they are. So now, pretty much I think every state is gonna be like that. So really get the word out that we are essential and we can help them. And right now, what's really going to be important is letting them know that, I think most people now are talking about virtual, right? We can show their homes virtually. We can before we let anyone come in, let's take a video of your home, Matterport, your iPhone. Even you don't even really have to spend a lot of money. I just put a listing on the market last Thursday, and my daughter did a iPhone video of me just walking through the house. She did some editing and all that. We got 3 offers and 3 backup offers. The home is vacant, like Kim was saying. This home was vacant. It was staged, but the owner, even though it was vacant, he was concerned about a bunch of people coming through and touching things and, infecting things or whatever. So when he heard that, he felt very at ease. So get the word out about the different ways that we can help them. Closing attorneys now, they can notarize things, do electronic notary. That's important. Let people know if they want to refinance, although some lenders are kind of holding that up right now. But if they can still get a refi, they don't have to go into the closing attorney. Some buyers just don't want to be around too many people. Let them know you can find the home you and then you can actually stay at home and sign. You know, that's valuable. But really coming from a place of caring is really big.
But Monique, wouldn't that be true too? And Jamie, wouldn't that should be the thing to do? I mean, that's I've been doing. Rob, now I've been real estate 20 years, and I'm still servicing my client to this day. And it's because we care, and we, you know, so this all the business past client that they still call me for things that that I'm still helping, supporting them, and isn't that what we are doing? Kind of, disregard of what market we're in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry, I had to cough.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. Yes, we are in the service business, and when you service, you care.
Yes.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And
I think too, make sure that if you're doing anything on social media right now, I know I got a private message. I did a Facebook Live of a new listing that's going live yesterday, and I have a contractor I know. He said, you could get in trouble for that. And I was like, no, I let him know that we are considered an essential service.
Right.
But he had talked to, in his city, which this happened to be in his city, he had talked to the police, and they were like, well, we don't even, if it's not an emergency, I know you're a contractor, you're considered essential, but if it's not an emergency, if you're like remodeling somebody's kitchen, we don't want you out.
Right.
We want you to handle emergencies, but we don't want you to handle, just stuff that's optional. So, making sure, I didn't continue to banter with him back and forth in a private message, but, making sure, I think I said for sure in my video, I was like, hey, just so you know, guys, real estate is still considered an essential service. And then I had our broker go ahead and review the video just to make sure he was okay, that he didn't want me to take it down or anything. But, just making sure that whatever you're posting on there, that we're being super sensitive, because people are really sensitive right now. There are some people that are flipping out, even some of the young people I know. My son has been a little worried. He doesn't want to go out. And
yeah.
I'm like, he didn't even want to go outside to ride his bike. I was like, dude, you're okay, man. You're outside. It's okay to go ride your bike.
Right.
Let's get out around the neighborhood. Let's get outside, get some exercise. So that it's getting in a lot of people's heads. So, I mean, I think the best thing, like, aligning what Monique was saying, come from a spot of contribution. We used to say that all the time in classes. But, come from a spot of contribution to your clients, that you're checking on them. You just, at some point during the conversation, probably real estate will come up, what's happening in the market, because everybody wants to know what's happening in the market right now.
Right.
Everybody wants to know what's going on right now. And everybody's looking online. Everyone's going on the websites. Just as an aside, everybody's favorite site, Zillow, they get 2.1 billion visitors a year. Think about that for a second. That's like what, 25% of the world's population visit Zillow every single year, something like that. Where we have like 6-7 billion people in the world, and they get over 2 billion people. So what does that tell you? That tells you that people are, whether they're just casually looking, or whether real estate is a way for a lot of people to pass time. Think of how many shows are on HGTV.
Yeah.
Real estate constantly. So just be thinking about that as we're talking to folks, and take it. I don't want to say take advantage, but I mean, it is a great time to be reconnecting with people you may not have been able.
Your clients and customers, because you truly want them to get their best deal, their best situation, what's best for their situation at the time. Well, then over the last number of years, the Zillows and the Trulias and the Open Doors and the Knox have tried to change it into a transactional business. And so some clients, and even the shows, the Flip This House and these shows on TV, were trying to make it so simplified, and it's not. And so now here's what you're seeing. We have a market correction. Well, what does Zillow and Trulia and Open Door and Knock, what do? They go to all the clients that they had and said, sorry, we're not closing on those homes that we contracted with you. Sorry, if you don't close by this date, you're not closing. And so it was just it wasn't anything other than a money thing for those companies. So those people were selling for a reason. They needed to, through a divorce or maybe a financial hardship or retirement, or they needed to sell for a specific reason. And now these transactional companies have pulled the rug out from under them. Well, we've got a great opportunity in the real estate industry to be that go-to source of, we can help you in your situation, build that relationship business again, and be trusted with these clients and show them, look, here, we've been here the whole time. We're helping you in your best interest. It's not transactional. It's about what's best for you. And if we take a look at your situation and we say, look, maybe you shouldn't sell right now. Maybe that's the best advice, Or maybe we look at the situation and say, we're essential services. We can sell your home if you still need to, if that's the best situation for you. So having to provide that personal service is going to bring real estate agents, the way we're doing business, back to the forefront of the industry.
What I also wanted to add to that is, if the deeper you go into a seller or a buyer's motivation, you're going to find out a lot about them. And so some of your conversation may not be about real estate. I know I've talked to agents, they're like, well, what am I going to talk about after I say, how you doing? I'm an essential service. Find out what they need. They may have family members that have lost a job. Maybe they've lost a job and they have to sell because of that. Well, we know a lot of people. Can we help them there? You know what I mean? Be a service. Yeah, we can sell their houses, but what else can we do? That's going to, in this market right now, that's going to make you more of a very priceless resource for them outside of real estate. So go deep. And I mean, we always taught this, when you're training, when you're going to get listing, but go even deeper now. It's going to be very important.
Yeah. And there are going to be those people who are out of work right now. There are going to be those people who, may have otherwise been able to get a home, but now because of they were in a disposable income type industry, and now they don't have that opportunity right now. So, I mean, here's an idea. I was just, as you were talking about that, Monique, I just thought an idea. What if we just there's about 14 of us on the call right now. What if we all just put a Facebook post out there, just say, hey, if you're hurting right now, or you need, you're in need of a job, we have an extensive network of professionals and that we could help you with. Private message me, or here's my cell phone number. If you need help, we want to be out there to help you. So it's not about selling them a home. It's about, hey, they're in a time of need. I spoke with someone this morning, and that's exactly what we did. She told me she had her CNA. I shot one text message out to somebody I know who has an in-home care company. I already got them set up. I mean, what did that take me? All of like 30 seconds.
Right. Exactly.
Who owns the company needs help. There's the tenant in one of my rentals that is looking for better opportunities. Boom, put the two of them together. And it didn't take me but a minute to do all that. And now I don't know whether it'll work out or not, but at least it's an opportunity that encourages the person who's looking for the job, and it also strengthens your relationship with the business owner who is having a hard time hiring people.
Right.
It's a win-win for both sides in both situations. So I think that's something I'm going to be doing this morning. Just throw a post out there, because all of us know people. We all know people. We all have big networks of people position where their hours are getting cut. Even people who have regular salary type jobs, their hours are being cut down. Different things.
I know so a lot of audience, a lot of agents on this call also want to know one thing. You guys, you are the top you were bleeding red, and you love Keller Williams, which was amazing company anyway. So tell me about the switch. Why did you move to EXP? I mean, partly people are like, why do you even do that? So what would you say? I mean, what was your reasoning, Jamie?
Well, I really, what I felt, I don't know how Monique felt, but
we will want to hear that too.
Yeah, we go over it, but we both we're both there for about the same amount of time. I think Monique said she was there for 6 years and I was there for 7. I think towards the end, I was just getting I don't think I was excited. I mean, I sold 42 homes my last year there. So, I mean, it wasn't like I was doing bad. I was doing well.
That's a lot of real estate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like I was, and so the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
You know, and so it wasn't broke. And I actually said no to EXP like the first time.
I
And
remember.
I didn't want to, I wasn't interested in it at all. I was like, hey, I'm going to be on the agent leadership. I was asked to be on the agent leadership council again, you know, so that would have been my third year or something like that being on there. And, yeah, I was really going over that. But here's where I started to get a little disillusioned, you know, so as being part of there were a couple of things I think that kind of started to drive me and started to get me thinking. So first of all, as part of the agent leadership council, you meet once a month with the owner of the office, the franchise owner, plus the team leader and the management, and, you know, so on and so forth. Okay. So that wasn't a big deal. That's an hour a month. That's not that big of a deal. But then they wanted you to teach for an hour a month. Still, I love teaching. I used to be a school teacher for 17 years. That's my background. Love to teach. Not a big deal. But then they said, well, you have to enroll in Bold. And
Wow.
if you're part of the ALC. So that's an $800 class for 6 weeks, 6 hours a day for 6 weeks. Now, I've taken Bold 3 times. It is a fantastic class. It really, when I was a part-time agent, that's what got me to be a full-time agent. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That class single-handedly turned me into a 6-figure earner in real estate, you know, by doing that. But my family hated every time I took it because it is so consuming. Like weeks, you were just utterly consumed with what you had to do. And so in order to, because you don't want to let your teammates down. So, you know, it was a lot of work, a lot of homework, a lot of stuff. And so they said that I knew that wasn't going to go over really well in my house. And then they said, well, you also have to go to family reunion and mega agent camp. Well, agent camp's in Austin. That's not that expensive to go to Austin. But family reunion, I think, was in Sacramento that year. So I started looking up airfare. It was $750 just to go, like, to register for the class. Okay, $750 plus airfare was going to be another $400 or $500. Plus the cheapest hotel was about $200 a night. So I started looking at this, and I'm like, man, that's going to cost me $3,000 to go to family reunion. I was like, that's not right. And I just told the team leader, I said, I'm not doing it. I said, I'm not going to, you know, I said, maybe I'll go to mega agent camp, but I am not spending. If I'm going to spend $3,000, my family, we're going to Cancun or something. We're not going to a real estate training. That's for sure. Not with $3,000, you know, and plus, you know, I know folks like Rob and Kim already, you know, I can get that. All I have to do, I can get that same kind of training by picking up my phone. I don't have to go across the country to California to go listen to these agents talk with Gary Keller on stage. So that was number one. The number two is for like the last 2 years I was there, maybe 2 or 3 years, my cap restarts in January. Okay, January 1st was my cap, and that's actually my cap date with EXP as well. But I started I would just get really antsy, and I'd be like, do I want to do this again? Do I want to? Because what I really started to think about was paying all that money in, getting me more real estate business. Just paying them, you know, $18,000 cap. Plus the monthly fees, plus everything was a la carte. So you go to the office, you get charged for copies, you got to pay extra for this class, extra for that class. You know, was my business really going up, or was it just maintaining my business? You know, so there was that thing. So when somebody else asked me to check out EXP, and I was actually just starting to think about maybe I do want to move. And it wasn't necessarily, you know, I'm going to move to EXP. It was just, hey, maybe I'm a little bit more open to making a move wherever it is right now, because I started thinking about what was I getting out of it, what I was putting into it, and did I need what I was paying for? You know, did I need what I was paying for over there? And so I just started to, and then I saw some other really big agents. When I left, we lost 3 top 10 agents all within 3 months. So that was part of some of the culture, I think, too, that was happening in our office. You know, we had a little bit of negativity happening in our office, and there was some other stuff that was going on, but you know, we had 3 or 4 top 10 agents leave within 3 or 4 months, and you know, to various different companies and for various different reasons, you know. And so, you know, it was, at least for me, when I left, they were not happy, and it was not super cordial with the team leader who later got fired, but that's another story. You know, but you know, so you know, I'm thankful, like what Monique said. I'm thankful for, I've learned so much while I was over there, but also I don't feel like I've lost anything by coming here. Actually, I think I have gained so much more than I could have ever possibly gotten over there. So you know, that's what really started getting.
Game for you. If you have to one takeaway, what's the biggest game for you since you moved over?
Okay.
I'm dying to know, like, what's the big deal?
The biggest game. You can't put it just in one thing, Kim. But
I know I can, but it's one thing.
I think that is, you know, one big thing to come over. I mean, I'm just gonna say, right now I've closed year to date $700,000 in referrals.
Whoa! Did you hear that? Say that again.
$700,000 in referrals from other EXP agents across the country. Okay, so that is a huge piece for me. In 7 years at Keller Williams, I had maybe 1.
Oh wow!
Okay, so just to give some context, and the fact that on any given day, if I'm on it, I can look to see if someone's posting a referral to here, and our own, and then becoming an icon agent with EXP, we have our own private referral network.
Whoa!
Okay, so you know, you can sometimes post on there first, and so you know, just paying attention. I think what it really comes down to, Kim, is opportunity and how fluid we are. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm very much a residential person, residential agent. However, I've been tying into some of the commercial groups that have been there, and I have 3 clients right now.
Wow.
We're looking for $25-30 million properties. You know,
wow.
complexes of multifamily. I've got 2 that are kind of in that range, and another one a little bit less expensive. And one, just as an aside, that one of them came from a networking group. One of them came from a little group I go to 8 o'clock every morning, once. And the person who introduced me to them was their like apprentice. Well, that apprentice fizzled out, but I already had the principal. So I ended up going to the principal, talking to the principal in the group. And so now, you know, I haven't done a deal yet. It's been about 1.5 years in the making of sending her different deals and stuff. But I mean, we're getting close on some of them. And
that's commercial.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, you put that in the context of, even if it's, I mean, a lot of these are not 3% commissions just because of the size of the deals, but even 1% of a $26 million deal is tremendous. I mean, how many residential homes do you have to sell? And Atlanta's average is 260. How many residential homes do you have to sell to make what you would get off of that one transaction when it does come about? So, you know, and then there's another thing is things for you to show to your investor. I actually set her up with this particular investor, and we actually had a conference call last week. So these are all things that, had I still been where I came from, I would have never had these opportunities.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, so that was way more than one thing, Kim. But,
that's okay.
But, you know, I'm just saying, it's opened up. I want to say it's opened up like Pandora's box. It gives me a chance to expand out beyond what I was doing. And it's exciting. I mean, you know, one of those commercial deals go through, I mean, that's life changing.
That's right.
If one of them goes through, you know, even at a 1% commission, that's absolutely, that is game changing money.
I love it.
So yeah.
Good. So Miss Monique Howard.
Yes.
Was I die hard KW? I swear.
Yes.
I remember, never forget. I'm like, listen, I heard EXP like 20 people, 20 different people, and that's nothing new over there. I am not going anywhere.
Yes, she did.
How many meetings do we have?
So yeah, Kim is right. It's funny how I was
Howard.
introduced to Rob and Kim because
Was
I
a
was like on a
die-hard
treadmill with
KW.
my
I see that.
trainer,
Yeah.
and he's like,
But
"You need to speak to
she,
Kim and
I
Rob," and
remember, never
he's
forget
not a
about. Listen,
realtor.
I heard.
Like he's not in real estate. And I was like, "No, I'm good. You know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm fine." They're like, "You, I don't know what they're doing, but you need to talk to them." And then he calls Kim. And I'm like huffing and puffing, like going like he had the incline on like 20. And I'm like, she's like, "You need to talk to me." I don't know what you said, but eventually, you know, Kim, if you know Kim, I was just, eventually I said, okay. And in my mind, I'm like, I said, "This is EXP." No, I did say that. I said, "This is EXP, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh no, I've heard this so many times." So eventually I ended up over meeting with Kim. And then I met with Kim and Rob. And it took me a year, at least, maybe a little, yeah, about a year total before I decided to switch over to EXP because, you know, for me, I was fortunate enough to be in an awesome Keller Williams office. Like my office, when I came over, I haven't been, I didn't really know much about others, but I was kind of led to that office, and the people there were great. And that's why it was very hard for me to leave. I was also on the agent leadership council. I've been four of the, yeah, 4 to 5 years there. So always in the top percent, you know, very productive, took bold 3 times. That's a great program. It was a great investment. So I really had no reason to leave at the time. But the more and when I, and this is what I want to say to people on this call as well, how you introduce something to someone is very important. So being around the right people that know how to present any opportunity is, hey, Rob and Kim presented it to me, made sense. And like I've said, I've been in the business for 20 years. And so, and I've been with several different companies, and I was literally going to settle with Keller Williams. However, I don't know about many of you. I was just getting a little tired of being transactional. Real estate can be very transactional, even if you have a team, right? It's your growth is dependent upon you and your team's production. So it's still it's better, you know, you have more leverage with the team, but it's still transactional. And the way it was presented to me, I finally got that with EXP, it's about creating wealth. It's about residual income in several different areas. And I always said, if I ever do another business opportunity, it has to go along with real estate. And EXP was just that. I mean, I can still sell real estate. I can build my team, and I can also, and I'm not confined to just, you know, Georgia. I can have business partners all across the nation. And that was really big for me. So the residual aspect for me, whether it be in revenue share or stocks, that was huge. That I really saw the bigger picture. And then being able to partner with other people and, you know, co-list or in Keller Williams, they call them expansion teams, but you're expanding with your team. Well, I can expand with any agent within EXP.
Yeah.
That is huge in any state.
Yes.
That is huge. And so the numbers made sense for me. And being in the business for 20 years, you know, there is an end goal for me. You know what I mean? I do want to do other things. And so I saw EXP as an opportunity for me to create more of a lifestyle within real estate while still helping others. So we're all in it together. We're all helping each other out. Now, if you're familiar with Keller Williams, you know that Keller Williams does have profit share. And I did, you know, have agents with in profit share. The difference between EXP and Keller Williams is that with Keller Williams, your profit share is dependent upon the production and the profitability of your market center. So, give you an example, I had at one point, and I wasn't like heavy into recruiting or bringing people in, but I had 3 people that came into my market center, and I had one person in DC, and then I had another person in the in-town, midtown office, and my residual on one person in the in-town office was much larger than 3 people. And then my residual in DC was much larger than all 4. And get this, the person in DC was on a team. So they had a split, and my residual was still larger. With EXP, being that they're just one company, and you're getting revenue share off of one company, that is huge. I mean, with less effort, you tend to make more.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing for me right now, I have to say, and again, I've only been in EXP for 3 months, is the technology. The technology is huge. What you get, what's already in place, where other companies are trying to work on it, they say it's coming, and every time it's coming, technology changes. EXP already has the platform there. So all they've been doing is building on it. So even now, like, I still have not taken advantage of a piece of what they have to offer, but it makes it easier. Now, with everyone being, have most of what they say, 90% of the United States is now, it's mandatory stay at home or whatever. I've been seeing offices have to, set up systems so that their agents can still submit checks and do all of that. Nothing has changed for us here at EXP because we were already virtual. So that alone is prices. EXP was ahead of AI and all of that way before now. And so when you get with a company that's already had those systems in place, sky's the limit, because now all they're doing is adding on and adding on and adding on. And our clients actually really haven't said much. I know for me, about how's the market affecting you, because they already know that I'm already virtual. They were like, you made a great decision. You did that just in time. So those are really the main reasons. And I have to say as well, one of the things that really was keeping me from moving forward was the interaction with other people, feeling like I needed an office to go into. Well, I'm finding now that I pretty much work virtually, I'm interacting more with people. I'm purpose making time to interact, to have conversations. Before, I had to stay home, I was hanging out more and building better relationships, because now I have to do that. So it's actually better now because it's caused me to build these better connections with people.
Very cool. That's awesome. Hey, and what you said triggered a question from Richard, and he was asking about the business partners across the nation. How do you build across the nation? And he was asking about, do you have to be licensed in those states to do revenue share in other states? And so I just want to make sure he gets his question answered. But Richard, no, you do not have to be licensed in other states. You can have one license in the state you're licensed in, and you can have business partners all across the country that you're overriding off of.
Yes.
But thank you, Richard, for that.
Some good question. Keep them coming. Yeah. So Monique, the most beautiful thing I've ever heard what you said was, "Oh my God, Kim, I've been wanting to create my own sign."
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness, that was an awesome experience. The color, I already had this design for a sign for years, but I couldn't use it because it's like a blue. And Keller Williams, you had to have 80% red or whatever. You could have a logo, but that red had to be there. And when I saw my sign up, it was like indescribable, because finally my vision is like right in front of me. So yeah, I mean, it was a big deal for me. Yes, for sure.
I love it.
That's beautiful. Well, Jamie and Monique, really truly appreciate your time so much. Jamie, Jamie, by the way, as we on the phone call right now, I got a text from an agent saying they have a commercial. Literally, she's like, "Oh my God, Kim, have him talk to me because I have a commercial listing that I want to talk to him about." See?
Yeah. Go ahead and send that over to me, and I'll and definitely
That's a chat.
definitely.
Look at that. So yeah, I mean, guys, this is the thing that we do every Thursday. We could have done more, but we want to, just bring you guys the value. Like agents are, actually are working they're behind of, and bringing you guys the value. And just like Monique and I, we love the fact that we closed a deal last week when our sellers, our buyers, and I mean, I didn't even leave our home yet. And we were just having fun, and we be able to do this thing, and just to service the seller and the buyers. At the end of the day, that's all we are striving to do. So guys, I'm looking forward to next week. Next week phone call again, bringing some more value to you guys. And again, 11 o'clock every Thursday, and you guys can private message any one of us here about any question. Jamie Parker, he's on Facebook and Instagram, and Monique Howard, she's an amazing agent. I mean, she's out there, a great business partner that, they are the force to be reckoned with. So love you guys so much.
Love you guys.
Thank
you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, y'all be blessed and safe.
Yes.
Put the mask on if you leave.
Exactly, yes.
Message me or message him if you guys want those masks. Just message me or Tim or.
I do, yeah. Hey,
Yeah, I want them. I think we all do, Jamie.
Yeah. So just message me, and I'll get you in touch with the guy. I actually have a couple people that have access to all that. So.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, y'all. Be safe.
Hey everybody, John Thomas here. Just wanted to jump back on and say hello again, and thanks for tuning in. We do these meetings every Thursday, and we were doing them live and in person in Sandy Springs until the COVID-19 thing hit. So we're doing them virtually for the time being. And I'm going to transition. I'm in EXP world on the other screen here. This is me, and looking at the welcome area, and this is what our online campus looks like. And so since we've been doing this for 10 years with 600 plus staff and 28,000 agents, it's no big thing for us to work virtually. So that was just a sneak peek of what we have to offer. So if you have any interest in EXP or want to learn more about seeing this mastermind on a regular basis or plugging into some of our other training, please let me know. John.thomas@exprealty.com, john.thomas@exprealty.com, or text or call or text me. My cell phone number is 770-310-5057, 770-310-5057. So we'll catch you next time. Hit me up, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all of the above. My handle on all of those is Home Sales Force. So see you around the web. Thanks.